Welcome to Get Your Bell Rung Pro Wrestling Podcast, guys. Tonight, we're going to be recapping a Monday Night Raw, April 27th, 2026. Counting down to Backlash. And guys, of course, I can't do it by myself, because if I do it by myself, well, I'm just another loudmouth fan who actually thinks he knows something about wrestling. No, I got to have legitimacy brought into this podcast. So I have three guys who are actually in the business, who actually views the business through a different lens than I do, so they can actually be extremely honest about the product. First guy, WCW veteran and author of Looking Up at the Lights, Robbie Idol. Also, the best damn referee in the business, especially down south. I'm talking about George Rung, WCW, WWE veteran, and a wrestling Hall of Famer, the one, the only, the cooker of Bob Cook. Gentlemen, how are we?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good.
I am
well.
good.
Here's how good I am. I feel like crap. I have chest pains, but I feel much better than Raw was last night.
Yeah, I was going to bring it up. That's what I was going to say. Last night was just something, I don't know. There was something missing last night.
Kyrie Sane.
Yeah, there was 20-something, 20-something people missing that night.
Well, technically, the people that are missing were missing before they were missing, so we're not really missing them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she was the only one from Raw.
I don't know, there's certain excitement that just wasn't there last night. I don't know what it was. I mean, the people in the matches, they're talented individuals. Like I said, it wasn't there. I don't know. It was just, I just wasn't really invested in a whole lot of stuff that was happening last night. It felt like we were just going through the motions as we're coming closer to Backlash, I guess is what I'm trying to say, George.
Yep, and that's usually what happens after WrestleMania, because honestly, other than like the first few Backlashes and a few here and there, it hasn't been a great pay-per-view to lead into after WrestleMania. I think they should start taking a break before and after WrestleMania just to kind of reset, not just jump into a pay-per-view like right after. So I think that's part of it. I also heard some other stuff about Raw that might have took away from the performance of the wrestlers, the guys and girls. And I mean, because the crowd was hot, but I mean, I think it was hot in there literally.
Yeah, it was. They talked about the people who were reporting. When they first noticed it was I started to see people with their hats. I'm like, what's going on over here? Robbie, what'd you think about Raw last night, man?
It was all right. It was just okay.
I wrestled in car lots with the ring set out in the sun all day, where you legitimately couldn't take a bump without getting right back up, where your feet burned the whole goddamn match, and we put 100% into it. So with air conditioning going out, hot lights, blah, 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 no excuse.
Yeah, but Bob, the difference is guys your age were used to not having electricity back then. They're spoiled nowadays.
All right. Where's my gun? Oh, I don't have a gun. Damn it.
Drink your Mountain Dew.
I just had one, and I got another one waiting in the wings.
One in the chamber.
All last night was live from Laredo, Texas. They opened up with a backstage segment with Roman Reigns and the Usos, a pre-tape segment. Roman Reigns sat down with Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso. Reigns questioned Jacob Fatu's motives for challenging him after 2 years of silence. He was, woe is me, basically, saying, I kind of stepped back for 2 years, and now all of a sudden, now that I have the title, now Fatu wants to step up. What's up with him? Jey Uso was kind of like, it's Fatu, but Jimmy, man, I'm sorry, it was the other way around. Jimmy was kind of like, yeah, it's Fatu, but Jey was like, this is why we didn't want the guy. He's dangerous. He's kind of the cousin, the family member that we don't want to talk about too much. Robbie, start with you, man. I think this is another part of why Monday Night Raw is kind of, I don't know. They started off with their normal talking segments, and we're ending with talking segments, and we'll get there. Where are you at with? Not only was this a talking segment that we're starting off with, but it's a fucking pre-taped now. Not even live, pre-taped.
Right. You know what? Maybe they need to cut Raw back to 2 hours or something. You know, just because you get so many promos. You know,
well, it's only 2.5 hours as it is.
Okay, well then take the extra half hour away and make it 2 hours, and maybe you take away a few promos. You know.
Well, then you'd have to cut a bunch more people, which would cause more people to have anguish over people they don't even know losing their jobs.
Yeah, well, Michael McCarty, he's saying, Paul, let's fire Logan Paul. You know what? I knew that you would be simping and creaming on yourself for the worst parts of Monday Night Raw last night, and we'll get there. Go ahead, Robbie.
So, you know, we could have done without this segment.
Wait a minute. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but who did he want fired?
Look, he's talking about the segment that we were talking about. That your words was an embarrassment last night, and we'll get there.
We'll get there.
Well, I just want to know who he wanted fired, though.
Well, it was the song "Fire Logan Paul."
Oh, okay, never mind.
That dumbass shit, and we'll get there.
Oh,
right. But I mean, you know, here's the thing: Jimmy and Jay are not good on the mic.
Yeet.
Yeah, I hate that thing. I hate that word. I really do. I hate the yeeters. I hate yeet. And they're just, you know what? They're boring. They're just boring. I'm sorry. They're boring.
Yes, McCarty. Again, as I said, I knew your old dull ass would love it.
Just when he makes those comments, just delete those comments.
Well, this is the thing.
Love you, Mike, but those comments gotta go.
Him like he's a real fan. He's part of the podcast. So the worst thing he can do is make a comment and have me on a live mic, and he's not able to come back with anything because I can choose if I want people to see what he says back to me or not. What the hell, man?
That's your AEW guy right there.
What did you think about this segment?
It's my turn? What?
Yeah.
So I didn't mind the segment, but here's the thing. It is rinse, wash, repeat. So we did stuff like this for the Bloodline. I had zero problem. And there's no guarantee some of the live segments on SmackDown weren't taped before they went out and did the stuff on there. Yeah. But it just reminded me of that. And that Bloodline nostalgia feeling that's all of a sudden popped up with giving Roman the World Heavyweight title has, you know, reared its ugly head. Not that it's going to be a terrible thing, but this ain't a great start. You know, I understand this. They almost did the same promo before with Jey Uso. We told you not to bring him around with Solo. So it's like now they're going to infuse Roman Reigns in it. And, you know, we did a whole recap. Then we start with a segment outside of the ring. I get what you're saying. So, yeah, that's where they lose points on it. It's like they could have did that backstage, but like before the first match or segment, whatever was after that.
Yep. McCarty says, and I agree with Rob, that Usos was horrible on the mic.
Who keeps saying this?
The Grizzle Vet, Michael McCarty.
Never heard of him. Hey, in the immortal words of Don Rickles, why don't you buy a horse, go live in the mountains, and stop bothering us?
God, and people say Bob Cook's a good guy.
Who says that?
I don't. Unfortunately, a lot of people do. I said the ones that do don't know you.
But that just shows you how good of a worker Bob Cook is.
And the ones that do know you, the real words are, you know, we won't go there right now.
Oh.
Bob, what you think about, you know, Roman Reigns and the Usos, and, you know, we're getting back to the whole bloodline thing? That's for you, Bob.
Oh, I'm sorry. I drifted off trying to figure out who this grizzled vet guy is. I don't know. It really is. I get it. It's nostalgia. They're rehashing. That's my biggest problem, I think, with Raw right now. There's so many. Every week it's the same people, all pretty much the same matches. Nothing exciting, nothing new. What was that for exciting? It's the Mary Tyler Moore show. Exciting and new. Is that? I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. It's just boring.
Well, let me ask you guys something. We're talking about it's nostalgia, the bloodline. We're back to it. Rinse and repeat, as George said. But what is the difference between having the bloodline back and them being a long-term faction versus back in the day when we had the Four Horsemen? Robbie, we'll start with you.
Yeah, but the Four Horsemen at least were, the biggest mouthpiece was Flair. Flair knew how to talk. You really didn't, Arn and Tully, they talk a little bit, but the biggest mouthpiece of the whole thing was Flair, and Flair was always, his promos were great. Flair never had a bad promo, so that's why they were interesting. I mean, but they had the feuds with the same, maybe same people, but everything was different, if that makes sense.
Right.
But I mean, okay, so they feuded with Ivan and Nicole and Nikita and, other people. So, it was just, they kept it exciting though. Like, this is just boring. It's the same, the bloodline stuff, and it's just boring. Like Bob said, it's the same people week in and week out and everything.
Well, Bob, let's go to you next.
Mm-hmm.
Is it one of those things that, I don't know, maybe we're just looking at it that way because we favor professional wrestling back then? We favor the Four Horsemen because of the pedestal, and they were so great compared to the bloodline is? Or is there just something missing with the bloodline?
Now, I've never been a fan of the Usos. And by the way, just to clarify, I don't want everybody to get crazy. That was the Love Boat theme song I was thinking of. So, not Mary Tyler Moore. But anyways, because I know people are out there going, hey, someone's out there going, hey, that's not Mary Tyler Moore. I just want to make sure it came to me. I don't know what it is anymore. Maybe I wasn't in the mood to watch wrestling last night. I don't know. It just, everything seemed off to me.
Yeah. George, same question, man. I mean, back in the Four Horsemen, they broke up, they got back together a couple times with new members, but nonetheless, I don't ever remember. Maybe it happened, I don't know, but I don't remember ever hearing people say, "Oh, the Four Horsemen again." Granted, social media wasn't around back then, but still. So what is so different between the Four Horsemen reuniting over the years versus?
It was the consistency, man. It was literally the consistency. Ric Flair wasn't always champion when the Four Horsemen were around. They did different things, even towards the Monday Night Wars. They tried to keep it alive, or during the NWO days. Like, the Four Horsemen were always around. Like, they may not have always been, obviously, because Ric Flair went to WWF for a little while before he, came back and went back. But they couldn't do it without him. But as long as he was there was a Horseman. Whether if Arn couldn't wrestle, they still, fixed some kind of way to have members. But the bloodline is. Well, go ahead, Bob.
Well, I was just going to say Arn and Tully went to WWE before Flair, so
But
then when they came
Horsemen
back, they reunited. Yeah, well, didn't they?
Yeah, I believe they did. I believe the time they were going was when they put Sting and Luger in it, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. Y'all remember it a little bit better than me. I was a kid when all that was going on. It was just cool to see Tully and Arn and WWF. I didn't think that would happen. But, again, that's back before we had social media. Hey, so-and-so is going to be in WWE. We don't have that. That's the other thing now, man. It's just the social media and the internet stuff just ruins everything. So, I mean, what's about to happen before. It's like, they were going to try and reform the bloodline. Now we're talking about, the storyline's going to lead to Jacob joining them instead of fighting them. And it's like, I hope they keep listening to the social media and doing the opposite.
Right.
So if they keep the bloodline together, make it interesting.
By the way, I have to put a disclaimer out there. This is very important, fans. It's probably the most important thing I'm going to say throughout this entire podcast. In no way, shape, or form am I comparing or saying the bloodline will ever be as good as the Four Horsemen. Never. I was just playing devil's advocate because, it is about a question. Why is it that we were so forgiving of the Four Horsemen over the years, getting together, breaking up, getting back together versus the bloodline? We got our answers from the panel. Let's finally make it to actual live TV. Supposedly. Ooh. Seth freaking Rollins, Brian Breaker. Seth Rollins blamed Brian Breaker. for his WrestleMania 42 loss to Gunther in typical Seth freaking Rollins whiny ass voice. Braun Breaker came out accompanied by Paul Heyman, responded by calling Rollins a first ballot Hall of Famer who is now the greatest at being number 2. But the moment of the night, and well, the moment of this segment at least, was when Braun Breaker imitated Seth Rollins. I was gonna piss myself because it was so fucking accurate. So accurate, Bob Cook.
What?
Well, Rollins challenged Breaker to a match at Backlash G because we didn't know that was going to happen. The match was later made official. Cook, your thoughts on the segment?
Well, my first thoughts are, could you imagine a debate between Seth Rollins, John Moxley, and Booker T with those voices? Holy shit. They're like the 3 most annoying, ripping your brain to mush voices in the history of wrestling. But I guess this segment got across what it got across. But, it's just, I didn't realize that Braun Breaker was so short.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I like Seth. Yes, his voice is kind of like nails on a chalkboard, but nonetheless, I like Seth Rollins. I like Breaker, and this storyline, in our reality, should be something that excites me. But again, Robbie, for some reason last night during this segment, this I should have loved, right? But there was just, I don't know, I can't put my finger on it. There was just something missing, Robbie. What was it?
I actually enjoyed it. I mean,
I didn't say I didn't enjoy it. I'm saying I wasn't excited as I should have been for it. I felt like something.
I don't know that. I mean, because you didn't go into, so I don't know if I'm supposed to go.
Go ahead. Go where you want to
go. Okay. So with Seth said back to Breaker, calling him like, did you call Big Papa Pump?
Right.
And, and him, kind of giving him and going, you're not even the best number 2 Steiner in your household,
right,
or whatever. So, I mean, I thought it was pretty funny. I mean, back and forth, and I'm wondering, you're almost like, did they talk about this backstage and go, okay, we're just gonna gloves coming off and let's go, and say what you got to say. I mean, the other thing that could have made it funny is if Braun would have looked at him and go, well, you're not even the number 1 person in your household,
right?
So.
You know what? And I think maybe you hit what wasn't there for me. The type of shot Seth was taking at Braun Breaker, there was just not that comeback by him to make it feel like that full what's the word we're going? Because Braun Breaker didn't have those comebacks, it didn't make it fulfilling for me.
Okay.
If you go back to Braun Breaker and CM Punk, right? Braun Breaker was zinging CM Punk with some shit. So I know Braun Breaker can do it, or at least the writers are doing it for him. I'm not sure that it's his own material or not, but he was doing it. Last night just felt kind of.
But could it?
I don't know.
Okay, so could it be though? Seth is good as a promo guy, that he's kind of like the MJF of WWE, like when you put him with like a Kevin Knight or whatever, and Braun just hasn't had that experience.
I think that if Braun Breaker can stand with CM Punk, he could definitely stand to Seth Rollins.
Yeah, but I mean, is CM Punk as good? I mean, I don't consider.
I think CM Punk is better than Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
as far as the mic drops type thing, Seth Rollins is good. Don't get me wrong, but CM Punk is better with the mic drop. And Braun Breaker was standing toe to toe with him during those segments. And that just didn't happen, in my opinion, last night. It was still good, but I was 90% invested instead of 100% invested, if that makes sense.
Can we all just be happy that Seth Rollins wasn't dressed like an idiot last night?
Hey, I was just happy that Seth Rollins was able to walk to the ring without being injured, okay?
I'm sure he was too.
George, where you at on this, man? Do you get where I'm coming from? That it was.
Yeah, I get what. No, I absolutely get where you're coming from, because it's like it just feels like Braun Breaker could be good on the mic, but I think he's trying to stick to what they're writing too much. Maybe that's it. Because Seth Rollins is a good mic guy. Obviously, CM Punk is. Comparing to the most recent mic battle, we just had CM Punk and Roman Reigns. No matter what was written and what wasn't, it was a great promo battle leading up to the match. So this being a short hype between the two and going to be second rate compared to that right now, because that's the freshest thing in our mind. And obviously, I don't watch AEW to know if there were any face-to-face promos here recently that blew everybody's mind.
You know what, real quick, I think you just brought up something very important that I didn't even take into consideration. This is a short build because Backlash is right there. Maybe that's it. Maybe if it was a slow build, like a lot of the pay-per-views, that maybe building up into something that I could truly sink my teeth into, and it would become great instead of it's a short build, so they don't have that time yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
I'm just disappointed.
Good.
I'm just really disappointed that George doesn't watch AEW because they have such superstars as Hook, Jack Perry, guys like that. How could you not want to watch those guys? It's crazy.
It's about Raw. Why are you bringing up freaking?
He brought it up.
Well, I was talking about promos, man. I was just being honest. MJF cuts great promos, and there's other guys there. If Moxley, actually does what he was doing when he first got there, he's a good promo guy, but he doesn't. But just looking at the group now with Raw, there's so much stuff that has been said over and over and over, whether it's been in different ways or not, with CM Punk, with Braun Breaker, with Seth Rollins. It's hard not to step on toes and say the same thing over again. So with Braun Breaker, he could have brought up Becky Lynch, but we knew that was coming. So why say it? Right. With Seth Rollins, I can shit on Braun Breaker all I want because I'm a better promo guy and know how to, what I'm saying?
Hey, don't get Vince McMahon excited. Because he watches the product.
By the way, while we're talking about the whole Big Papa Pump thing, I do want to bring up the NFL draft was this week, and Scott Steiner's son got drafted, and the stupid ass dude on NFL Network said Big Papa Pump Rick Steiner. I was like, oh my god. So I'm wondering if Seth Rollins was watching the draft and just decided to put that in the promo or what. Without saying Rick though, but still, that's where the Big Papa Pump reference got. He's like, oh, I can talk about Scott Steiner.
Bob, where are you on this promo, man?
Well, it was all right. I mean, just nothing exciting. I know they're going to always do it, and who knows what the real ratings are. I mean, I don't know if they can still break down the ratings like they did years ago. 15 minutes, like the last 50 minutes was the most highest. I don't know if they can do that with Netflix, but these just constant, I hate you, you hate me. Let's tell everybody for 15 minutes, then we fight 2 weeks from now. I mean, I know it's wrestling, but there's got to be a different way to go, man.
Yeah.
How could it's like the main event last night? We're not there yet. I realize it, but the main event last night, you're promoting something. It's just a face-off. Woo-hoo. I mean, come on, get back to the old. I'd rather have them have a main event where you got a knockdown, drag-out fight, and they say tune in next week and leave us wondering, what happened?
Exactly.
We go on YouTube and watch some cell phone shit or something. But
100%. I miss the days of it going off the air with a fight and not us wanting But of course, because of social media, I mean, look, I am a big fan. I am a big fan that if you bring your phones to these events, you have to put them in a fucking bag and give them up until after the show. They do it for concerts. They used to.
What?
They used to do it for concerts. They used to do it for comedy shows. I'm a fan of it. I am.
How are they going to do that with 10,000 people?
They used to do it all the time.
Really?
Yes.
With cameras or cell phones?
With phones. If you had a recording device back in the day, they've done it. They've done it.
Yeah, but I love that though. Like say when I don't know where any big event in wrestling, like when Cody Rhodes first came back at WrestleMania, boom, you could watch all these different reaction videos from different parts of the arena, high up, low, people with their phones. I love that stuff. When The Rock beat up Cody and he said, "Don't fuck with the final boss. And you had all the reactions from around everybody in the arena. I love that.
But that's the problem. You can't have them both then.
It's not a problem to me.
You cannot want professional wrestling to go off the air with us wanting more because they go off the air with fighting or during the match, and you have to tune in next week.
Yeah, but I just said so they go off the air, tune in next week, and then I'll go on YouTube and watch the full footage to see what happened. It's more exciting. It's more exciting. And who cares if a few thousand people watch someone's video on their little YouTube channel? I mean, I don't care.
Yeah, they just did that with Brock and Oba, and it worked because we were all like, "Oh, that's all they're gonna do right before WrestleMania," and then they're like, "Oh, here's footage of them throwing chairs at each other." You know what I'm saying? Like,
what?
right
they
after
did
the
that?
show goes up. Yeah, after
Jeez, I didn't even see
WrestleMania
that.
build up.
Wow, I didn't even see that.
They had the fight from different angles after the show went off the air on YouTube. Fan footage and WWE footage of the fight after the show went off.
They did.
So yeah, they were throwing chairs and pushing the security guards and
cool.
They never actually touched each other, but that was it.
By the way, I don't, I'm guessing since you're outside, George, that's the birds over here singing. There's no fucking happiness on this podcast. So, by the way,
I got about that much to do left. I'm getting less happy.
After we finish doing the recap, because so many fans are so heartbroken about the talent that was cut, you guys get to hear the names one more time because we're gonna do something a little. I think it's gonna be a little fun. I want to go down the list of people who have been cut by WWE, and I want to know where you guys think they would most likely fit best. TNA, AEW, the indie scene,
Walmart,
whoever.
Hey, by the way, have you seen that? Is it Ivy Nile? Oh my God, what kind of shape she got in for that bodybuilding contest? Holy mackerel!
Yep, looks completely different. Completely different. Her hair throws me off. She looks just like different. And not bad, different, not good, different, just different, in my opinion. Of course, now we're a good 45 minutes or so into Raw, and guess what? No match one, and we're not going there.
Holy crap. Oh my God.
Now we're going backstage to the attack on Stephanie Becker. Can
I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to get another television set. When I watch Raw, it'll be on, but then I'm going to play the video game 2K26. So there's at least some wrestling going on. Well, Raw's on.
Right? Yeah, man, I get it.
Holy mackerel.
Again, Raquel and Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez attacked Stephanie Becker as she entered the arena. Liv Morgan watched the assault and declared that this was her division. Now, I like this actually, and I tell you why. There's just something disturbing about fucking Liv Morgan that she sells really well. Just her watching the attack. I don't know, just something about it is just so dirty and evil. And I'm a heel guy. Bob Cook, don't put words in my mouth. My wife watches this.
What? I didn't say nothing.
Oh, shit.
But I like this. I really did. Bob,
dirty and nasty.
Pull the Band-Aid off. Let's start with you.
To me, it's just the same old, backstage attack. What is Stephanie hurt or something? Is that why they're doing that? By the way, Liv Morgan seems like she'd be absolutely fun to hang around. My God, she's got such a great personality.
I get what you're saying. It is the same thing. But don't you think Liv is such a talented young lady that there's just something about her not even having to touch Stephanie, her just being there that just adds this certain something to it?
She's like the new final boss. She could boss me around any day. Hey-oh.
Well, the fact of the matter is that she's a woman, and women are usually the final bosses anyway. If you're married,
that's true. I had to deal with that a little while ago. Trust me.
George, man, are you on the same page with me as far as Liv Morgan? There's just Bob is right. It's the same thing, but there's just something special about Liv. There really is. So she adds
definitely
that extra oomph to it. Or, nah, man, this is just the same old shit.
So I'm gonna say this: out of the women's things going on right now, other than what happened on SmackDown Friday, because I'm a big Fatal Influence fan, Liv Morgan has been on a different level with this Stephanie Becker rivalry, and I don't want it to drag out, but I hope it goes on for a little while. And to answer your question, Bob, I did see something on the internet about the match not going all that great with Liv and Stephanie because they were both hurt. So they kind of that's why they didn't have the fight or whatever happened last week where they're just staring at each other with the commercial break.
Yeah.
They were both wrestling injured at WrestleMania, so it's like they didn't want to chance anything for the rematch.
Right. I said that to begin with. You know, all the people that were crying, oh, the match was, but oh my God. Look. I get it. Sometimes you don't know why matches end up the way they end up, but for the love of fuck, you can see the goop egg still on freaking Liv's head, the big ass bruise still. Like, has wrestling fans gotten that moronic?
Yes.
Look, I am not that sort of a guy when it comes to I'm not. And even I was put in the comments, you know, we were talking in our chats that I guarantee you ended early because they're protecting Liv because she's still injured. But no, we still had the fans. Well, you know, Triple H, God damn. Go ahead, George.
Triple H is going to be fired.
By the way,
oh my God.
You know who starts a lot of those rumors is that idiot Jonathan Coachman and that bigger idiot Vince Russo. And by the way, some wrestling fans are on the same level of the idiots that believe what happened a couple nights ago at the dinner with Trump was staged. I don't give a shit what anybody says. There's no benefit to staging something like that, and it would be absolutely impossible. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Go pretend the moon landing never happened. Go pretend no planes ran into the World Trade Centers. Be an idiot. There's no way it could happen. Believe what you want, but it don't make it right or true. Idiots.
Great point. Wrong podcast.
I know that, but I'm just saying. That's the kind of mentality you have in the wrestling fans.
Bob, I love you, but look, this is the thing. I get enough. You guys, I don't even talk about the DMs that I get during the week.
Uh-oh.
This podcast, 400 subscribers.
You say BMs?
400.
You said BMs?
Whenever you are doing this without buying subscribers, like people have been giving us kudos for that, right? But nonetheless, it's still small. And trust me, I still get DMs, and I'm constantly blocking people so they don't contact me. So I don't even want to go into politics.
But it wasn't really politics. That was just a reference to being ignorant.
Right. No, I get it. I get
the IWC being ignorant.
Right.
I mean, you don't have to tiptoe over, but it does kind of trigger something to me as well. It's like the fans, they want something, and that's the other thing. You talk about the Fantastic Four, the Four Horsemen and the Bloodline. It's the fickle fans weren't as obvious back then. Yes, there were Four Horsemen fans. Yes, there were people that understood they were the bad guys and needed to boo them, unless, you know, like I said, the Monday Night Wars where the Four Horsemen were faces because the NWO was taking over. And they had like Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko and all of that. But nowadays it's like so hard to sink your teeth into anything because everything's out there on the internet. Then you got the idiots that are you know, constantly saying, oh, well, they should have did this. It triggers me for the releases too. It's just like, oh, well, they're going to, like, look, I love Kairi Sane. I understand she was in the storyline. Everything, it happens for a reason. She was ready to leave and go to Japan. If they want to finish what they want to finish, she'll be back. Just like Aleister Black. Aleister Black had a storyline start with Big E, and they cut him right after that. And then he came back after he left AEW. And nothing's ever going to be the same if people come back. In the point of people always trying to fantasy book stuff that happens. Like, oh, well, they did. Well, it is what it is. Just watch the show and be happy. Stop trying to make shit happen that's not going to happen. And it just the stupid comments. It's the fickle fan. One day they want it, one day they don't. Yep. You're cheering Roman, and then you're mad the Bloodline's back. It's like you can't have both. Like that's his best years. Like whether we want to watch them do that or not.
George just did it again. George just did it again. He's disappointed, dude. Now I guess I can't figure Ronda's coming back.
Never say never. By the way, Terry, I was waiting till you see this because I wanted to address this. By the way, he said, Terry says, "Good evening, gentlemen. Hope you're having a better day than those of us in Missouri." Yes, guys. Now I was going to say that.
What happened?
That my hearts go out to those people in Missouri. Terrible weather, man. Terry and Silverback, as well, but Joe Helms. They pictures of just bad weather, hail that just destroyed so much stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad. So my heart goes out to you guys. But you know what? More importantly, you guys are still good. You're alive. You're healthy. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in a week and a half at FanFest 4. Robbie, Fuck, I don't remember what we're talking. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't either.
Talk about Liv Morgan.
We went back to Four Horsemen. We went back to the Bloodline. We went.
We're talking about hemotomas.
We're talking about Danny Davis and the Hart Foundation at WrestleMania. How about it?
Who'd they wrestle? Was it at Brian Blair? They wrestled Brian Blair and who'd they wrestle at WrestleMania?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I think it was Brian Blair and Jim Brunzell, maybe.
No, the Killer Bees.
Yeah. Shout out to Brian.
Robbie, would you do you agree with what I'm saying about something about Liv Morgan, that she's just at another level right now? And George, I agree with you. And this is the thing with Liv. What I hope is, I don't hope that, I don't want the storyline to go on forever. I'm hoping she's able to bring that same intensity into whatever storyline she goes to next. And as well as the same level of talent, because look, I've never seen her look any better when she's attacking people, when she's hitting people. I mean, she looks phenomenal. She really does. Where are you at with this, Robbie?
Well, and she has definitely changed her look too some.
Right.
So that maybe that helps a little bit, just the way she is. She's at a different. I'll agree with you, at a different level. But she's changed her look and everything else. So
yeah, Terry, his truck is probably total. I know, man. I've seen pictures. It's fun. What's weird is my very first Fan Fest last year, the sky opens up. I get almost $1,000 worth of hail damage to my truck. I was like, Missouri, man, that freaking weather. But again, I'm glad no one was injured, Terry. We're finally. Go ahead, Bob.
Look on the bright side. You move to Florida, and then you could lose everything in a hurricane. So, the hail ain't so bad.
Look, man, I'm from Louisiana, so I know all about freaking hurricanes.
By the way, you think Liv Morgan down the road when she turns babyface could be huge?
Yep.
I agree. Well, normally, not all the time.
I agree with Terry.
But normally, when you have someone that is a massive heel that's able to get the heat that Liv and Bob, you're going to disagree with me. Are you going to hate me? You may even throw the can at the screen. But when people get heat on Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio, when they turn into baby faces, they become massive baby faces.
I need to throw it back.
Zelda's asked Roxanne threw a great punch at Stephanie. I agree with that 100%. Guys, we're finally match number 1. The Intercontinental Championship, Penta versus Rusev now.
Was that a title match?
Yep.
Wow.
It was.
Wow. Okay.
Michael Cole.
I think it was.
Yeah, matter of fact, Michael Cole says that if he was what's his face that came out? Help me out with his name. I can't remember. No,
Ethan Page.
Yeah, Ethan Page. Mm-hmm. Michael Cole even referenced. I don't know who Ethan Page is rooting for, or if he's rooting for Rusev, but I hope he realizes if Rusev wins, he's got to face Rusev for the IC title, possibly. So yeah, it was definitely an IC match. Actually, nope, I'm wrong. Even my own, even in my own non-title.
That's why I'm here. That is why I'm here.
I was going to what Michael Cole said last night.
That's what you get for listening to Michael Cole,
right? Hey, we're gonna do a poll. Who's the bigger idiots? Michael Cole and Corey Graves, Tony Schiavone and Daniel Bryan. Who are the worst announcers there?
Oh, definitely Daniel Bryan and Tony Schiavone.
Yeah,
I don't know. Even Michael Cole and Corey Graves were pushing the envelope last night.
Daniel Bryan, the way he stops it's like he's saying something and he just stops you like, and then they're gonna go in the ring and do and then it's like he doesn't it's like he's not finishing his thoughts.
Yeah, I agree. But I stand corrected, even though it's in my notes, non-title match. I didn't get far enough. Penta against Rusev. We've seen Ethan Page come out. Penta gets the win. Start with you, Robbie. Your thoughts on this match and this whole thing with Ethan Page, by the way, post-match, Rusev and Ethan Page attacks Penta until Javon Evans made the save. Take it out, Rusev, with an OG cutter. Robbie?
That match was okay. I mean, I just think Penta's just way better than Rusev, and it's a whole different style that Rusev's used to. So, it's kind of hard for him to hang in that kind of in there. Like we're in the ladder match where, okay, you can be the bull, but now you're kind of exposed a little bit because now it's one-on-one. Like Penta, even Evans and them, those guys are just, the style is just way different than for Rusev.
Yeah. Bob?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. You got guys like Penta, who I think's really good, and he's really over. And I think putting you in a guy like that in matches with Rusev where he can't really show what he can do, even though people know what he can do, it doesn't help him at all. And it doesn't help Rusev because there's no help for him.
Well, if we're going according to that mindset, though, then why are we putting Ethan Page?
Well, good question. I think Ethan Page and Penta could have a good match.
Even though
Rusev's style is just,
as you said,
Rusev's style is just boring.
Heavyweight brutes.
Imagine him and Samoa Joe together. Holy crap! Imagine that. Let's not say we did.
Oh, George.
Hey, you asked him to be like that.
It's true.
Don't shake your head now. You told him to be honest. I agree with the guys. Like Rusev should be in a better space than he was in. Like, because he's still stuck in the mud. Like with faster guys, and it's like he's supposed to be the brute. I think it's also the storytelling of the wrestlers. Maybe they should let him like do more power stuff than just being like a bad base for guys that can fly all over the place. I don't know, but the match was decent. I wasn't jumping for joy over the match or anything crazy in the match. You knew Penta was going to win or something was going to happen. Does anybody else feel like we're watching AEW every time Ethan Page, Rusev, and Penta are on the same screen? Because I do.
By the way,
no, I don't.
Sounds like Lucha Underground's coming back. That was a great show, but
yes,
was a great show. Problem is,
they posted a new.
And George, you're asking, do we feel like watching AEW? I don't. And I tell you why. And you guys may disagree with me, and I don't care. I like what I like. But Penta was better.
Boy, get your own podcast and get uppity.
It's my podcast. I say what I want.
Penta was better in AEW than he is WWE because he's been WWE-ized, and I get it.
Yeah.
He's for now, right? I understand that. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But
trust me, I understand what you're saying.
In AEW, then WWE, Penta's a little boring for me in WWE. If you're comparing, I'm saying if you're comparing the two, right?
He doesn't have to do much, man. He's getting a big paycheck. He's getting a big paycheck. Right. He ain't got to do nothing.
But this is the thing. I said if you're comparing the two.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
If I'm not comparing, I'm fine with Penta. I like Penta. I'm a Penta fan.
Yeah, no, taking the tribalism out is perfect. I watched AEW Dark. He was like all offense and unstoppable. He was like 100%, like 110% every match. But now it's like, hey, go do this. The crowd loves it. He could fart in the ring and the crowd's going to go crazy at WWE. That's how, it's an anomaly because he's just there.
Well, did you guys notice, and this is later in the match, but I don't want to forget, is as we're talking about it, when Rey Mysterio's coming out for his match and he's giving, high fives to the fans, the little kids doing that.
Yeah, the little kid with the pencil mask, yeah. The little kid looked lost, though, when he did it.
Yeah.
He was like, wait, you're Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, go ahead, Bob.
Penta in the WWE is and guys like that. For Lucha Underground coming back, what made that show great was guys like Penta, Sexy Star, John Mundo, and his wife, whatever her name was. They're not available anymore. So I like Lucha Underground. Tyra,
Valkyrie, however you pronounce her name.
Yeah. But I mean, I like the idea of Lucha Underground coming. I know we're talking about Raw, but hey, it shows you how exciting Raw was. But I like Lucha Underground, but all the people who made it great, like the guy who played the owner of the whole company, he was fantastic in that role. And I think he works for like MLW or something.
He's on MLW now, yeah. So the ironic thing
Go ahead.
The ironic thing of you bringing that up is like Lucha Underground posted that tweet during all the cuts of WWE. I was like, well, there's some people got a job now.
Well,
people got a job.
The thing though, there's a lot of younger talent out there now that may come to Lucha Underground that may make it just as good, or they may stink it up. We don't know. I mean, we'll find out. We'll find out. Becky Lynch, the new women's IC champion, and I can't believe I'm about to say this. Becky Lynch is someone that I've not, the past year or so, I think, haven't been really invested in her. But her last couple of promos, I've been like, this isn't bad. I'm a little into it. I don't know why. It is what it is. I'll start with you, Bob.
I thought it was all right. The crowd seems to be warming up to her again, too.
Yeah.
That's because the air conditioner was out.
That's true. That's true. Well, there's nothing better than an in-shape, sexy woman sweating, so that's not a bad thing.
I think some of the things that she was saying, you can kind of say, yeah, I can see that. That's a little legit, George.
Yeah, I agree with that. The last few promos were good. Her matches with AJ weren't bad. I mean, I know we dragged her and like, I'm tired of Becky. But she stepped up to the plate when it was time. And even, I know she's not in this part, but AJ's match with Bayley wasn't bad either. So it's like the couple of things they did with Becky over the last few months for WrestleMania, now it's like she hasn't been bad. That promo last night I thought was entertaining.
Yeah. Robbie?
Same old garbage. Well, because look, and if she's coming up with this stuff, it's time to go past that. I'm not the only one saying it. Sports Illustrated saying it. Bleacher Report. Fucking Joe.
So have they put that on a T-shirt yet?
But Robbie, this is the thing, though. You know what? You just proved why you're wrong.
Why?
Uh-oh.
Because Becky Lynch is a heel, right? You're supposed to be saying this is the same old shit that she's saying over and over again. So you're buying into it. So you just proved that what she's doing it exactly right, and that, you're invested.
No,
not really. You just call Robbie a mark.
You hear it every week. It's
did
like,
you just call Robbie a mark? I think you did.
Oh.
You're falling for it, you mark.
The poop emoji's about to hit the fan.
And so now I have a question there. Since you guys have been going off the scripts anyways or whatever, I want to know. I want to know, and you can't answer, Bob. You shut the hell up on this one.
Oh.
So
damn.
If they brought him over from AEW, would he get WWE nice to Darby Allin?
Darby
I don't even
would never be brought to WWE.
I don't think so. Yeah,
they take
Jeff Hardy.
But
they take Jeff Hardy back 10 times over.
I would normally never say never in professional wrestling. You know what? This is the one topic I'd be very comfortable saying never.
Wait a second. You're saying that a company that brought in a guy called Danhausen, no matter whether he's over, no matter how much merchandise he sells, they brought in a guy called Danhausen, which is basically a clown and pony show. Hey, I'm entertained. Don't get me wrong. But they brought him over. I never thought they'd bring a guy like that. But put him in the ring, he looks less like an athlete and a wrestler than anybody on the roster. So they would bring Darby in if the opportunity came up. I guarantee it.
I can tell you why. If you take all of the crazy shit away from Darby Allin that he does and put him in a regular match, I think the fans would be very bored with him very quickly not because he's bad, because a young man can wrestle, but because of how the fans have been trained to what to expect from a Darby Allin. And WWE would never allow that. Never allow to the extent of the things that he's doing. He makes Cactus Jack McFoley Mankind, Do Love, whatever you want to call them. The things that Darby Allin does makes Mick Foley look like he is one of the safest wrestlers in professional.
I don't know. Shane McMahon did some stupid shit in his day.
I was about to bring that up. I would think Darby Allin would be put in that spot where they just book him at WrestleMania just to drop him off or something and see if he lives. I think he'd be in the Shane McMahon spot.
You can even take bets on it online. Will Darby live through WrestleMania?
I would be shocked. I would be absolutely flabbergasted. And maybe that's why they don't do it. To shock the
have him wrestle Obafemi at King of the Ring and have him throw him through a glass and see if it breaks.
I just know this. And look, I'm not talking about AEW because I like AEW, but I question, and we'll get off AEW in a second. The biggest thing with AEW is always question their booking, right? And this is the thing. At least we know WWE would never do this. If you brought Obafemi to AEW, they would do something stupid like having Darby Allin beat Obafemi, right? At least WWE would never do anything like that. You see,
not a purposely done thing. He'd win by like roll up or something.
Yeah, but I don't know. But Robin, go ahead to your point about Becky Lynch and you marking out. I mean, you.
It's just the same old promo. That's, I mean, same old shit, different day. That's all it is.
Now, during this promo, she did. I feel bad for this guy because now even the women are taking shots at Marty Jannetty.
Well,
oh man,
kind of brought on himself, but
IYO SKY answered the open challenge, and Becky just kind of laughed and said, talk about her and the women's champion, mommy, Rhea Ripley. Saying that between the two, IYO SKY was the Marty Jannetty. He claimed that she had been holding Rhea Ripley back. After that, Sky slapped Lynch. So even sweet, innocent IYO SKY can't handle being called Marty Jannetty because that's when she went to violence and she slapped Becky Lynch. And then, of course, we've seen Adam Pearce immediately come out and make a match official between the two. Becky Lynch,
Bob's favorite referee.
Stop there, though. George, since you couldn't wait, what say you?
I said he made a match with Bob's favorite referee.
It's funny because I thought that. When I seen that ref.
Yeah, everybody thought that.
Good Lord, we're going to hear about it tomorrow night. Bob Cook.
When Veronica D'Erico came out, I was like, Bob is now watching this.
A lovely circumstance to be in.
No, everything was fine. I love that Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins were taking shots at people tonight. Like, that's what made it good. But I mean, did it affect the show overall? We'll get to that. But no, that was a good segment because, like we were saying, Becky's been a little bit better. Robbie doesn't think so, but it still was better. Generally, I'm not saying I hate your opinion. You are right. Her catchphrase is kind of stuck in my head, but no, it led to the match, and it was, again, one of those things where it was decent. Saw what was coming. And we now have that match now, so hopefully that's it for those two.
Did it get any better for you, Robbie? Did it get any better for you when IYO came out and now we start talking about Marty Jannetty and comparing?
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny and stuff. Yes, it's just the week in, week out. The Bleacher Report, Sports Illustrated.
Name dropping.
Yeah, well, just not even that. It's just, and like, is Sports Illustrated even still around? I mean, if it wasn't for ESPN buying all these companies up, I mean, hell, we wouldn't even know ESPN was still around. So,
yeah, you're not lying. Bob, what'd you think about the rest of the promo? And we'll start with you. Add your thoughts on this match.
It was just a basic match. I don't know. It just wasn't exciting.
Now, what about the post-match attack with Asuka?
See, that's just more the same old stuff.
Yeah.
I've never been an Asuka fan, but that's just me.
Yep. Robbie?
You knew Asuka. You knew something was going to happen, and I guess you knew it was Asuka. So, and then of course,
could have been Kyrie.
Well, I know, right?
And how many times?
The shock had it been Kyrie that it came out. You went out. They hired her back.
How many times has Asuka and Becky wrestled for the world title? Now they're just going to wrestle for the Intercontinental title. Woo, how exciting!
It's not even Becky and Asuka. It's Kyrie and Asuka.
But I thought Asuka.
EO,
that's
EO.
right. I see. I get these things. There's so many of these people. Get rid of all of them. Okay, let's start over.
So
let's put some names in hats and pull them out, and they're the next star.
Well, and since we're, you know what, let's just put a segment that happened later into this because it does involve Asuka. And this is kind of what made me wonder if Kairi Sane has really been released or not, or if they're fucking with us. There was a segment that involved Asuka. We're talking about how Asuka didn't fail IYO SKY. IYO SKY failed Asuka. But in that segment with the video, they showed a good bit of Kairi Sane. Now, I'm not saying that I'm completely thinking that Kairi Sane, this whole thing is just to work. But at the same time, if you go according to how WWE normally does things, they normally don't play video packages that includes the people they just let go. That's all I'm saying. George, we'll come to you next, then Robbie.
All right. So to rebuttal what you said, yeah, I understood that. They did try and keep a good portion of her out, but you can't because they've been attached to each other for at least the last 3.5 years. You know what's awkward? On these releases, they had a promo video for the Wide Six play during a commercial break on the live show. Not on where we could watch, like at the arena. How awkward is that?
That's funny.
So, they do stuff like that with people getting released and them being in the videos. They kind of, in that sense, they kind of can't. And I hate keep jumping to the releases, but it's like that's why that release didn't make sense. Yes, you wanted to go home, but why now? You had a story that you were building of Asuka bullying her. That was obviously going to be a payoff of her either helping IYO or her fighting Asuka and winning, or losing to Asuka and leaving. You could have did the release after that story finish, like how they, before Adam Cole left for NXT, it was like him and Johnny Gargano finishing out what they started, even with their contracts being up just before they leave. They could have did that with Kyrie. I mean, they didn't have to keep her, but they could have played the story out and then be like, all right, you're done. Pair by basis. So that's what makes that awkward. And when you say something's missing, you started the show with that, talk about something was missing from Raw. It's the releases. It's always awkward the next show, whether it's SmackDown, NXT, or Raw. It's always awkward the next show because you're like, you just released like 40 people. Because I think it was 30 something, but I think a few people got released Saturday too, or announced they released Saturday that we didn't find out about until they tweeted or something. And it's like, it's so weird to go to a show where some people were on TV being used and now they're not there and you're still doing the same stories or you're trying to figure out what's next. So it's like every time IYO and Asuka were on the screen, they were, bring back Kyrie or whatever the chant was. But it's like, that's what makes that awkward. And back to the match, it was predictable. Like I said, you knew Asuka was going to interfere because her and IYO aren't done yet. They haven't had the huge blow-off match, even though they fought each other a million times in tag team matches. So we're not done with that. And I'm sure IYO will probably get that title shot with Becky and be another short program where she gets the belt.
Yeah. Bob and Robbie, this would be the same question for you. I get what George is saying, that Kairi Sane and Asuka's been linked together for a few years, so it's hard not to have her in these video packages. But look, AEW, they have $1 million edit team, right? They know how to edit that shit where it's not going to be in there. So again, has Kairi Sane really been released, or are they working us because of WWE's normal patterns? Go ahead, Bob.
Is the bigger question, does anybody really care? No, but
I mean, I don't.
I mean, it don't matter to me. I mean, again, we don't like to wish ill on people, but if she's released, she's released. But if she's not and she comes back, I won't go, oh my God, she's back. But what will happen is the fans will go, we demanded her back just like R-Truth,
Right.
and they brought her back. And it was probably something that's been planned all along, just to get that pop at whatever show she comes back at.
Yeah. Now, and I agree, we don't wish people lose their jobs. But, and George, you bring some up, I just hadn't heard yet that Kairi Sane wanted to go back to Japan. So if that's the case, if she kind of wanted to be released because she wanted to go back home, then good for her. But I am not. That makes me even more suspicious on whether or not WWE cut her, because it's not like WWE gives a rat's ass, whether or not someone wants to be done or not. If they can use them and make more money, then that's what's going to happen, Robbie.
Right. But how? Probably not, because look who they kept, who should have been cut. And think about it. It was a blonde that they tried to make a badass. And
Logan Paul? Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
Your friend Maxine Dupree.
Hey.
Cut list.
Speaking of blondes, have you seen Piper Niven?
She should have been number one right there. They got cut. Sorry, we don't wish people that, but if you're going to cut people.
No, to your point, Rob. look, Robbie, to your point, though, I saw something that was hilarious on the internet. Somebody was like, man, Chad Gable was the greatest teacher ever, because American Alpha Academy and whatever American Made are still there. They haven't been on TV other than main event. It's like, what did Chad Gable teach these people compared to everybody else that's getting cut?
But you know what? You know what the difference? Look, you got someone like Natalya who's been around forever. If you're going to release somebody, release her. Maxine, you could keep her away for a while. She's young. She could still learn. Give her an opportunity. You can never understand what's going on with the wrestling business. It's confusing. No. But like Rudy Gonzalez made a great comment, though, where, hey, the NFL's cutting people left and right all the time. It's part of the game. No different with wrestling.
And when I wrote, and I responded to that, when I wrote and posted, I wasn't saying that it doesn't happen. I mean, I understand why. And yes, as I said in that article, WWE, professional wrestling is a business. People are going to get cut. What I was talking about were the fans who are out there wanting businesses to shut down.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because that was my point. And at the same time, I get people being cut. I'm not going to celebrate it, though. At the same, again, it's a business. Not everyone's going to make it, but I'm not going to be out there celebrating it. But what aggravates me are the fans who are, well, AEW should be shut down or WWE should shut down. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, shut the fuck up.
By the way, have you seen Piper Niven?
Yes, I posted a picture earlier. Congratulations.
Oh, is that where that was? Is that where that was from? Okay.
Yep. I was going to bring that. I was going to address when you brought it up. I was going to say, Bob Cook talked about Piper Niven's lost, I think, about 80 pounds. Looks great. Congratulations.
She's been hanging around Nia Jax, maybe, because she's lost a lot of weight too.
She did. I know this is going to be a shocker, guys, but backstage segment.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Rey Mysterio and Los Americanos.
Oh, my God.
Monday Americano, identified as the imposter, challenged Rey Mysterio to a match to prepare him for his upcoming mask versus mask match against the original Americano. It's almost like they're putting Rey in this position of, is he going to, who is he going to side with? And is he going to side with the heel version of Americano type of a thing? Honestly, I don't care. That's where I'm at with it.
Who was the other mask guy? Was one of the mask guys Pete Dunne?
Yeah, so it's basically Chad Gable and NXT UK, basically. Ludwig, Pete Dunne, and Tyler Bates.
I'm going to be honest with you. I want Chad Gable to lose because I want Chad Gable back. I think the young man is great in the ring. That match with him and Penta to this day, I think is one of the best matches I've seen both of them in WWE. So I want Gable to lose. So I want the match to come out.
It can't happen because the Wyatt Six put a bullet in his head when they first came back.
Shot some sense into him. He went to Mexico.
Up from the dead.
Yeah.
Robbie, what'd you think about this, man?
Match was okay. Match was okay.
It wasn't a match, it was a promo.
Oh, the promo. I thought we went up. I already thought we went up front already. So
no, Americano.
No, we're still backstage. We're still backstage.
And promo, and
Yeah, George.
So the only thing is with a lot of the Latino superstars, and I know none of the Grande or the Americanos are Latino. They're in Laredo, Texas. So the most impressive thing about all of this is Ludwig Kaiser speaking perfect Spanish. And it's like, I want him to cut a great promo, but I was like, I forgot he's in character. He'll talk in English and then he'll start speaking Spanish, and he's German. Now the segment I could do without, but it was, it's one of those things that it's weird because like I said before, the build to this feud has been great so much that they couldn't even put it on WrestleMania because it's better on AAA than it's been on the main, because the crowd, both crowds appreciate it so much. Like the American crowds are cheering Chad Gable and booing Ludwig. The Mexican crowds are booing Chad Gable and cheering Ludwig and Pete Dunne and all of them. So it's like, it's been a really different dynamic, and they can't really play that out on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. So good for them on that. But
I'm going to be honest with you, for myself, and I'm speaking just for me. Again, I not like this at all. I thought it's been incredibly boring. Just not my thing. Bob?
Well, that's what I'm getting at. No,
Yeah,
I'm just saying. That's what I'm getting at. They can't put it on the main roster with everything going. It's been better on AAA altogether. Yeah. Like the start of it from where it was, because I know injuries have hurt it. Because of Rey Mysterio getting hurt right after it started and Chad Gable getting hurt right after. So it's like the story could have been over a long time ago, but it caught traction in AAA because the fans loved it. So it's like it's going over big in Mexico City. Unfortunately, we have to either watch it or not see it and see the blow off.
Yeah. Bob?
Keep it in Mexico City. That's what I say. The other thing I get out of those segments like that, as I sit there and I go, those are really cool masks. That's it.
That's how they make money. Those masks are awesome.
Yeah, they are.
Arts like that. He's probably got about 10 in his house.
Hey. Like Mil Mascaris used to have really cool. Guy's an asshole, but he had great masks.
For those of you fans who were really looking forward to finally getting to the ring, sorry, you guys were disappointed because we stayed backstage.
Oh my God, again?
The Usos, LA Knight.
Oh my God.
LA Knight confronted Jey Uso and told him he was better than this, and then and should not be back in Roman Reigns' shadow. And he also told, this is where it got awkward, because he said, "Yo, Jay, world champion, your brother, Jimmy, future may be great. I don't know, but nonetheless, you shouldn't be
so much potential." Yeah.
Oh,
poor Jimmy.
Was this, as Dave Meltzer would say, 5-star?
Yeah, it was incredibly exciting stuff. I can't wait to see where it goes.
Yeah, Robbie, again, the only part that I thought was funny was when he was talking to Big Jim. He kind of like didn't know what to say to him. And Elliot, I even stumbled on his own words. You go back and watch it when he addressed them.
Big Jim. I had those action figures when I was a kid. They were really cool because when you made their arms bend, they actually made a muscle. They were really cool figures. Oh, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Robbie?
Yeah, could have done without this, so I'm gonna leave it at that.
George.
Yeah, I agree with the rest of the panel. If they could have had the last two segments as like just commercial breaks on the apps or something, they would have been better on that, because it really didn't do anything for either thing other than make the match with Rey Mysterio and Kaiser. But the Usos and Knight segment, funny, but they could have stopped right there and just went to commercial break.
Well, finally, guys, we finally get back to the ring, except it just got worse for me because it was Joe Hendry.
Oh my God.
He officially confirmed that he signed with Raw. And then he performed a song mocking Logan Paul and ex-Adam Pearce to fire him. Logan Paul and Austin Theory, known as The Vision, came in and attacked Hendry before the Street Profits made the save. Guys, I would have turned it off at this point if I wasn't doing this podcast. I really would have. Between Joe Hendry and then what in the actual hell was Montez Ford wearing? Like, was he planning on going to walk to Bourbon Street during Katrina back in the day because his pants were such high waters, damn near came to his knee or tucked in his sock? I couldn't tell, but I'm like, what the hell are you wearing, Montez Ford? Oh, this was the worst segment, in my opinion, of the night, Robbie Idol.
Yeah, so he might have been wearing skinny jeans or something, you know. So, but yeah, this was horrible. I mean, as soon as I saw Joe Hendry in the ring, I was like, dear God. And then he started doing the stupid song and everything. So, and just think for Bob that Joe Hendry knocked out his boy Danhausen there, and that's why we probably didn't see Danhausen, because they figured, okay, we don't want to have Danhausen and Joe Hendry in the same show. So,
well, I had a fighting thought. I'm like, can you imagine if WE decides to give us a Joe Hendry and Danhausen against somebody in a tag team match?
No, they will, but you just cursed us, so they're definitely going to do it.
I wanted to call Home Depot and say, guys, you have one of your employees that's wasting time in the ring. Get him back to the store.
I wanted to get a hypnotist to convince me to never watch wrestling again.
But
I don't get the appeal of Joe Hendry. Are we going to have every week? He's going to have out there like The Rock used to do, which The Rock was entertaining as hell. But you're going to have Joe Hendry out there every week doing some stupid song. My God.
Now, I will say this, because I always do, because I'm honest, but there is a segment of fans who were probably losing their minds because of Joe Hendry, because they like him. I don't know why, but nonetheless, George, where you at with this Joe Hendry guy? I know our other co-host was probably freaking creaming everywhere.
Mark? I thought Mark? You're talking about the other.
Oh, speaking of, see, I didn't even have to click on right away, y'all. A bunch of haters.
Yo, a bunch of haters. Damn, I ain't even get to say my opinion yet. So I'm not gonna cast hate on Joe, but then again, I'm the positive guy on this podcast. I'm not beating around the bush, but I'm not gonna down everything I watch. Okay. So Joe Hendry is not my cup of tea. Can I be entertained by him? Absolutely. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, it's terrible. From friends of mine that watch other stuff besides mainstream wrestling that we talk about often, Joe Hendry's been doing this, and that's why the gimmick got over on TNA, because that's what got him famous on the Indies. So for him to look like a regular guy that just wrestles, that's the problem. It's just that's it. He's a basic creative player. His appeal is that he knows how to sing and get under people's skin like The Rock used to do, and that's it. There's nothing else with it. That's the show. Unfortunately, he can't be Danhausen to be super entertaining outside of the ring like that. Like his little, viral turnaround in the camera and all of that, and then the song singing on the guitar. That's the two things that make people love him. And that's all I've seen. I've worked backstage for TNA when they came to New Orleans, not the last time, but 2 years ago. And the crowd was captivated by him the entire time he was singing. And I can't knock that, because in wrestling, you're supposed to get over. Now, the platforms are different for wrestling where you get over at, but that's how he got over in TNA. The same thing that got him popular. So that's the problem. How do
you roofie an entire crowd? That's weird.
I don't know.
But this is the thing. This is the thing. Number one, I'm not hating on him. I said I particularly don't like him. I even acknowledge that there are certain fans out there who likes him, right?
No, I got that.
I'm not going to shit. I've given him flowers before, but this was my problem last night. Besides the whole want to be The Rock, in my opinion, but he was attacked last night. when Logan Paul and Austin Theory attacked him last night, the dumbass way he turned around, his little pose to turn around to fight them, give me a break. In what world are you going to be jumped by two guys and actually bother to stop to pose to turn around that way? I know it's supposed to be wrestling, but I'm sorry. I hate it. If you want me to suspend my disbelief, help me out a little bit.
Well,
that
comes from the same company that has a guy sit up in the ring, curse the guy in the top rope, and he falls off with sparklers. I mean, you can't. It's rest is going to hell in a handbasket, and there's that's all there is. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Or you have an unstoppable demon fighting Roman Reigns in the top rope break with no explanation.
Oh. When was that? Was that with the demon?
Extreme
really
Rules when Roman Reigns, Extreme Rules when Roman Reigns defended the belt against Finn Balor. He was the demon.
Oh wow!
And he does the little second win, the little heartbeat, the music's going, and all of that, and he gets his comeback. He gets on the top rope to finish off Roman Reigns, and the top rope just breaks.
Wow!
Right.
I remember
that was before Vince McMahon left.
Well, the Undertaker did levitate in Providence.
No.
All bets are off.
Was it Cena that was fighting Bray Wyatt at the WrestleMania? And then you see now the maggots, the videos of the maggots on.
No, it was Randy Orton.
Randy Orton, that's it. I mean, look again.
Well, Vince McMahon fought God, for God's sakes.
Right.
So we're we try to be serious about this stuff, man. And then there's all that.
The fans out there that are into this thing, God bless. You got what you like, and that's fine. Wrestling's not just made for one person. But for me, if I'm going to talk about it, that is just not my thing. And Joe Hendry, I would not pay money to see Joe Hendry.
So what you're saying is that the wrestling fans should take their Joe Hendry dolls and choke on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Robbie.
So Robbie, before you go, the only thing, the elephant in the room, being in the know, Montez Ford was wearing joggers, sweatpants, and he did have them tucked into his socks. The difference is he's usually wearing like Nikes, Air Force Ones, like the Usos. Right. Like they all come out with these all white basketball shoes, so you never know what shoes he's wearing. Last night he was wearing Chucks, and I thought that was weird as hell because I was like, why is he out there like that? Like he forgot his other shoes or something. Like he didn't even have his wrestling shoes on. He had on like just random Chucks. I was like, okay.
Right, Robbie.
What am I answering here? So
Joe Hendry thing, like adore him posing and to fight guys. I mean,
I think Robbie went on that already.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, we're on to the next.
So, like wrestling and stuff, we're going to rehash it. Go, Robbie.
Oh, yeah, this is a recap of what just happened.
Now, and we may be off the spot, but I need to bring it up because that match is coming up. We had a segment with Grayson Waller and Adam Pearce, and Adam Pearce mentioned Obafemi, and Grayson Waller thought that they were just talking about it. He talked a little bit of trash. Only found Pearce say no. Obafemi behind you, which led to a match, which we'll get to. Let's set that up. Match number 3, Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. You know what? Rey Mysterio is undoubtedly a legendary luchador, right? He's going to go down in history as being one of the greatest, if not the greatest. But this last night, I disappointing. Let me say this. And it wasn't on Rey Mysterio. I'm not saying that. It's just a shame that Rey Mysterio wasn't involved in this. And it wasn't even on El Grande Americano. It was on the referee. Because the referee was clearly staring at the object, the metal plate, that he decided to ignore. It threw the whole match off for me because of that. And then you see the original El Grande come out to struggling with Americano. It was just, I don't know. I didn't like it. And then Rey Mysterio at the end of the match sees the metal plate. No, he was able to avoid getting hit. He won the match. He sees the metal plate and picks it up and sticks his pants to say, now you can't get it during your match against the original. So that's the only metal plate in the entire freaking world.
Right. That they've both been using.
Robbie.
Yeah,
It was a cluster.
It makes no sense. I mean,
George Strong.
Robbie has nothing.
I have nothing after that.
So I agree with you on that. I did like the match, but as your like you say, your taste and everybody else's taste, like how you don't like Joe Hendry. So that segment was awful. I'm a huge Rey Mysterio fan. I love that match.
Right.
I love that he won in the day and age where he's the old guy, but I mean he can still go with the rest of them. He's already shown that. So the match was fine. That part was very awkward because I'm like, is the ref gonna take it? It's like, oh, Grande's gonna take it from Grande. Cool. So that part was awkward. I'm like, where's the ref to just snatch the thing and say, hey, nobody's using it? But that part just threw it off a little bit. But I was okay with the match. Ludwig is just so he can hang. Yeah, that part was weird. Like I thought the same thing when I was watching it. So we're just gonna let them do whatever they want with the little piece, and that's it.
Yeah, which by the way looks like a rubber piece. It doesn't even look like a metal piece.
Yeah.
Bob, what's going on with this, man? Do you agree that you can have a good match and one little thing, like the referee being off or being somewhere or seeing something he's not supposed to, could completely just throw off the whole match?
Oh, most definitely. It's just like you could have the crappiest match in the world, but if the finish is good, people go, oh. Just like you can have the best match in the world, and if the finish is shit, you go, oh, shit, that match. Yeah, I mean, it all affects it. Right. It was ridiculous nonsense. Wasn't a horrible match. I didn't care about it, but still, it's like almost like one person or multiple people were putting the match together, and then some other idiot is doing the storylines of the match, like the end silliness. It's like it's just nothing, doesn't all gel. It's like, again, too many cooks in the kitchen, and none of them know the recipe.
Yeah. Match number 4. Obafemi versus Grayson Waller. The match
my God.
was what it was. The fans cared more about Obafemi's entrance than they even did the match. Femi announced after the post match he beat Grayson Waller, but then he announced that starting next week there's going to be an open challenge, the Obafemi Open Challenge. There are a lot of people who commented, fans talking about, who are saying that they hope that Royce Keys answers this challenge. And I said no. And I'm going to tell you why I say no. Because why do you want Royce Keys to get squashed by Obafemi? Because that's what's going to happen. He's going to squash a bunch of guys. Why would you want this for Royce Keys? It's not like we're going to have this great match that's going to make Royce Keys. This would hurt Royce Keys, in my opinion. Bob Cook. Yeah,
I don't know. It was an incredibly exciting match. All I could think was rest in peace, future endeavors to Grayson Waller. They don't need him around. Honestly. Yeah. What is his reason for being there? He's not exciting. He's nothing special. He's in great shape, blah, blah, blah. A lot of guys are in great shape. He doesn't have an outstanding look where you go, oh, he stands out. He should be on the list. And I hate to say it again, we're not, wishing ill, but it wouldn't surprise me if he gets released. They took him away from Austin Theory, and so now he's on his own. He's just floundering. Let him go find his footing somewhere else, maybe make a name for himself like Matt Cardona did and bring him back, which, by the way, I wouldn't be surprised to see Cardona and his wife being released soon either.
Yep.
No point in keeping her. No offense against Matt, but there's no reason to keep him around. He's 40-some years old. Yeah, they're not using him any more than just coming out there for 5 minutes and losing. Who cares? Replace him with some young talent.
Robbie, where you at with Obafemi versus Gracie Waller? And this whole open challenge thing. And look, do you think it'd be a smart idea to the fans to have their way to have Royce Keys come out and get squashed right away?
No.
Like, what the fuck?
No, and you kind of wonder who they're going to throw in there with Obafemi, you know.
It's going to be Brock Lesnar.
And then the other one they're going to get him off his couch is Bob Cook.
You know what thought that went through my head?
Chance.
You know what went through my head, and I hope to God that they don't do this, and it does involve Brock Lesnar. We have this open challenge for however long, and then we have Gunther come out, and Gunther actually beats Obafemi, which somehow is going to lead into the whole Gunther versus Brock Lesnar SummerSlam, because Gunther's going to be talking trash about how he beat Obafemi. Brock Lesnar couldn't beat him. I hope that's not what happens, but I just wouldn't be surprised, George Strong.
That sounds like a legit WWE storyline right there. That sounds like that could happen. I'm not sold on the whole Brock coming back thing, though. So that's me. You know, just like you were asking about Kyrie Sane being a work, I could believe that being a work more than Brock Lesnar coming back.
There's some legal issues with Brock Lesnar that came up again. So
what? That's why
the WWE, no one's verified it, but there's been legit people who've written about that because of more stuff coming from Janelle in April, as recently as this past April, that instead of Brock Lesnar having to disappear for a while and then come back, that he was just like, you know what, I'm just done.
Yeah, he can't enjoy wrestling, so he's gonna leave.
Right.
Yeah.
Why don't that case get settled? Throw the woman some money and shut her mouth. That's right, I said it.
Well, Michael McCrory says my son thinks it will be Sheamus. Could be, but you will see Sheamus get squashed.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, yeah, that would make it legit.
Yeah.
Sheamus getting squashed by Oma, that'd be legit.
Yeah.
I hope Rusev gets beat up by him again too. like send them all. Like I saw somebody saying, what if they do him and Omos have wrestled on a live show for NXT? He's like, why not do it on Raw? I mean, I don't know who won. I'm pretty sure Oba won or went to a draw, but like have Omos come out there. You know, Brock beat Omos at WrestleMania. Why can't Oba do it on Raw or whatever? Like,
but there's another guy. He's had a job for a long time. They don't use him. Why is he there?
Well, he's in AAA. He's Vikingo's bodyguard.
Oh, is he? I don't watch that show, so okay.
So the problem with some of the people, they cut Evolve people too. Like they cut the girl from that one LFG, that was the gold Olympic gold medalist. It's like, well, she won, and you still cut her a year later. You know, what I'm saying, like, they got people y'all ain't using that's keeping the job, and that's not like Bob said, like everybody said. I'm not saying cut them, but it's like you got people taking a spot. You just cut a bunch of young people that barely been there.
Maybe she wasn't. Yeah, maybe they weren't progressing to their liking.
They were. I know, but they had just had her on a pay-per-view for NXT and all of that. Like, they were using her, but I guess it might have been some backstage stuff. I don't know. But yeah, I don't see her answering Oba's challenge. That's what we're talking about. But still, there's plenty of people on the roster that aren't being used, even if they get squashed by Oba. He's giving people good matches. So it's like, he doesn't have to squash everybody. Maybe they have it like John Cena, where it's just, some people will get that good match just to show they're there. Something like that.
Some people believe that Braun Strowman is going to be brought back.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
He was talking trash about Oba.
For a shock value, I think that'd be a good one, because most people would, you didn't think he'd be coming back.
Yeah, he was talking trash about Oba being not that good because he's a shot putter. So, Braun Strowman being Braun Strowman, he's going to say something stupid. So instead of just saying, he don't like the guy or he can take him, it's like, oh, he does shot put. I'm a real man. Like, okay, dude. Like, you weren't competing for anything in track and field, I'm pretty sure.
What was Braun's thing? What was he so big on before he got in wrestling? Just
I think he was a strong. Yeah, I think he was a strong man.
Hey, I can lift more weight than you. Oh, big deal.
I can pull a truck.
So that kind of stuff's so stupid. Let me explain something to you. Anybody who does powerlifting and thinks it's some big time event is an idiot. I just did that because Robbie Idol likes powerlifting.
Yeah, well, let's put it this way.
But look, you can lift all the weights you want, but on May 9th, powerlifting is nothing against a punch to the face.
Yeah, well, that punch, you got to get close, and the kendo stick says, "I'll quack you right between the eyes." So
Yeah, guys, that's
my wife's bringing my wife is bringing a bat with her. That's how serious this is going.
Guys,
Lord,
guys, let's promise to be professional.
It's getting spicy in here.
Backstage segment, guys. The clubhouse. Liv Morgan promised to be in Roxanne Perez's corner for a tag team match. Liv addressed the fact that Finn Balor's the one that brought Roxanne Perez into the Judgment Day, but said, hey, we're family. As Liv Morgan left, Finn Balor pops up and warns Perez not to trust Judgment Day, but Perez brushes him off, leading to match number 5, Roxanne Perez versus Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, with Liv Morgan versus Bailey and Liv Kyra, or Vykyra.
Lycara or whatever.
Yeah.
Lyra Valkyria.
Now, Roxanne Perez is from Laredo, and she got a decent pop, decent match.
Decent.
Bob, what you think about this match? Look, I was expecting the Judgment Day to actually turn on Roxanne Perez last night, being that she was in Laredo, Texas, where she's from. But it didn't happen. Bob,
I just thought it was ridiculous when Fowler came in and she said, "You're not allowed to be in here. Oh, you're not allowed to be in a little corner where you shoot this segment." I mean, that just seems stupid to me. But I get it. It's their clubhouse. Isn't it weird how they have a clubhouse in every arena in the country? Why not just have a private dressing room? It's more believable. The clubhouse. But I don't know. The match was not that special. It's the same old stuff again. How many times have we seen these people against each other?
Yeah. Robbie?
Yeah, and whoever, the outcome needs to be just because she was in her hometown and got a pop and everything. They should have been like Vince and had some balls and said, yeah, Bailey and the other girl are going over. So just to piss them off in Laredo. So,
yeah.
Hey, let's put it this way. I like Roxanne, but she's no Bret Hart. And if you can screw Bret Hart over in Montreal, you can screw Roxanne over.
That's right.
Laredo there.
That's right.
Oh man, George.
Oh man, that match was something else, right? No, it was okay at best. It was not the great match, but I think the crowd threw off a lot of stuff for Bailey. Well, not so much Bailey, for Lyra, because you could see she was rattled by the crowd cheering for Roxanne the whole match. So I mean, that's the thing I took away from it. But no, other than that, nothing special there. Just another Monday night, but the crowd was hot for Roxy.
But you see, that is where the problem lies, that you can't understand. All these people get released. Everybody's probably on eggshells right now because they never know who's going to release who and when. Mm-hmm. If you know this before you go on a show, bust your freaking ass. Bust your ass. So they go, we were thinking about releasing Bailey, but holy shit. Can't do it now. Do you see that match you had? We'll go out there and have a mediocre match. And you're like, well, we got all this girl in the wings. We got this girl. We got Ruka come. I mean, bust your ass. Because no matter how bad a match is put together, it's your job once the bell rings to make it work, right? A lot of people bring, it's like in all my years of wrestling, no one ever went, hey, Bob, go out there and have a shitty match. Don't put much effort into it. Just look like shit. No one ever said that. Stupid.
Yeah. By the way, it was announced that Sol Ruka will be there next year to sign next week.
Better not be next year.
Now,
Bob's never watched again.
The closing segment, the main event, WWE decided to do something a little different.
Oh.
They closed the match with some promos talking. We're talking about Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu. Roman Reigns came to the ring to address Fatu's challenge for Backlash. Fatu interrupted. Instead, he did not need a week to decide. He accused Reigns of being stuck in a main event bubble while he was on the grind for 12 years. After Reigns insulted Solo Sikoa and called Fatu nepotism, Fatu attacked and choked Reigns out with the Tonga Death Grip. Now, Fatu also said, look, Roman, while you were doing your thing and not giving a damn about me, it was Solo that brought me here. And Roman Reigns laughed and said, no, I run this show. I'm the one that signed off on it. They also showed video footage of Fatu on this past SmackDown, basically taking out the entire
MFT.
Yep, of my MFTs, which, by the way, so I let's talk about that for a second. Why would you, I know it's Fatu, but isn't the MFTs one of your main freaking factions on SmackDown? Why would you hate a guy completely?
They are now. They are now.
Right. Why would you have one guy basically destroy your whole faction? That just, it made MFTs look like they're weak as fuck. George?
Yeah,
I think you
made. Go ahead.
It made and Bob, I was about to say the same thing Bob's gonna say, but at the same time, who better than Jacob Fatu? You personally were saying that you hate how when he's a babyface, and they do this all the time in WWE. You're gullible, you're vulnerable, you get beat up all the time. I think here recently, and I know he shows he's normal, but Roman Reigns is one of the only people that hasn't suffered to that. He's still Roman Reigns, tribal chief Roman Reigns, no matter what. He gets beat up by the guys that are tougher than him, and he gets them back. Jacob's like, everything that didn't phase him phases him now. Why not have him run through the MFTs and look tough? And they didn't even have their biggest weapon, so it's like he beat up Jeff Cobb and the Gorillas of Destiny and Solo. Like, he didn't beat up all of them, but he definitely got, made it look good for him going against Roman. So I agree with that. It's like, that's the best person to do that with.
Bob?
Right.
Well, you're in your eyes, they may be damaging how tough the other guys are, but they're building Jacob, where in the end it's Jacob Roman that would mean more than any of those other guys at any time in the business ever.
Let me correct you. I didn't say in my eyes. I'm asking a question.
Well, I was just saying,
calm down. Calm down, goddammit. I'm not Robbie Idol.
Thank God for that. You should thank God. You should thank God every day that you're not Robbie Idol.
Oh.
Robbie, man, what's your thoughts? Was this the right call, having one man, Fatu, completely destroy your your main faction on SmackDown?
Yeah, because you want to make him look strong. So yeah, I didn't have an issue with that.
Well, let me play devil's advocate then. Let's go to Obafemi.
That was a good movie, by the way.
Destroy the former tag team champions, right? You didn't like that. But Fatu just destroyed former tag team champions in MFT. So what's the difference?
He's Fatu.
That's right.
He's a badass. He's a badass, and he looks like a badass. So.
Yeah, he's Fatu. He's definitely better than Obafemi.
When you think about it, Roman and Fatu are the two best Samoans they got there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and Obafemi's from Nigeria, so he don't count. So.
That's right.
Now, as Fatu exited, a gasping Roman Reigns accepted the match for Backlash because we all thought that we didn't know if he was or not. Oh my God, Robbie, what you think about this segment, man?
I actually liked it. So now and I know you guys will disagree, I think it would be cool at Backlash they put Jacob over Roman. Even though he's won it right now, I still say put Jacob over
Robbie,
Roman.
Get as close to the screen as you can.
Robbie, I wouldn't have a problem with that. It's not that I have a problem with it. I just don't think they're going to.
I don't think so either. I don't think they will. And then you come back here up close again, Bob, and I'll slap you. As far as the promo before Jacob came out, Roman was boring on that. It was like, okay, let's hurry up and get this over with. To me, it was boring because it was the same old thing we've heard from the bloodline, this and that. So it was boring. But at least when Jacob came out, it made it exciting. And when Jacob attacked him, it was exciting.
Bob, where are you at with that?
Yeah, but to be honest with you, I wouldn't have a problem with that, especially if the plan was to have a rematch with Jacob at SummerSlam. And then Roman could win the title back.
Right. George?
Or we could throw Joe Hendry in there in a triple threat.
No.
With a special referee, Danhausen.
I would be done. The podcast would be done. I just George, your thought about the closing segment, man?
I curse you. No, I thought the segment was good. I agree with Robbie. It was same old, same old. You know what else was thrown off for me? On SmackDown, Roman used to come out at the beginning of the show and do these promos. I guess because he had to be attacked and they had to set up the match and be all dramatic. It's at the end of the show because this whole promo thing I thought was just going on for WrestleMania. I would have been fine with the other match, with that last match ending the show, be it what it is. But yeah, it was weird. Roman just talking about himself like he always does, and they take forever for Jacob to come out. That was about the weirdest part. But I was okay with the segment. Other than that, Jacob coming out and attacking him, surprising everybody doing the tongue and death grip. That was a nice touch. And, you know, I've been making this joke the whole show. The air conditioner was out, and you could see it. Jacob was sweating before he even got to any action. Now, I know he had a hoodie on. I understand that, but he's also kind of a big guy. So it's like him and Roman are just sweating bullets the entire segment before they even start fighting. It was miserable. I was miserable for him.
Yep.
But you know, and a lot of people don't realize it either. Those lights are hot.
Yeah.
When you're under, even back when I wrestled for WWE, the lights are much more elaborate now than they were then, and they were hot. It was amazing. It's like you're waiting in a ring and the guy you're wrestling comes out. You could feel the pyro go off, no matter how far you were away. It's craziness.
Oh yeah, I did. There's been plenty of events I went to that I'm sitting way up on the other side, and the Undertaker's pyro goes off in the stands. You can feel that shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Overall, guys, look. I'll give Raw a solid C last night. Bob?
D.
Ooh, George?
I give it a C minus.
Robbie?
Close enough.
I give it a C.
See? There you guys go. Before we wrap up, guys, like I said, I want to go over those who were released, and I'm just curious where you think they would best fit the next endeavor that they take.
Yeah, send them all to Denver. Just make them stay there.
No, the next endeavor. Let's start with Bo Dallas, Nikki Cross, Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan, Dexter Lumis. Do you think that they should stay together in AEW, TNA, on the Indies, or go their separate ways? Robbie?
How about Ring of Honor?
No or Ring of Honor. That's what you think?
That's what I think.
George?
All of them. All of them. No, I don't. I think they should go their separate ways. But I'll put this way: I don't think Bo Dallas should be gone. He's a WWE guy, but that is what it is. I don't see Nikki doing anything else besides going with her husband. And then Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis probably could end up in AEW. Eric is going to be a free agent. He's been on both shows, even for appearances. So it's like no telling where he's going to end up. But like I could see Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy for sure going to AEW and working. Or Dexter Lumis might end up in TNA and they might rework the whole Indy Hartwell thing.
Right. Bob?
Well, I'm not a fan of any of them, which doesn't matter because that's not the question. I can't imagine any company investing in all of them because that'd just be stupid. Especially AEW. They got so many factions as it is. Could you imagine? They wouldn't be able to call them the Wyatt Six. People just say, well, Tony should have spent the money on the rights to call them the Wyatt Six, as if so that's some kind of accomplishment. But you think of people like Bo Dallas. What has he done in the last year? Got fatter and fatter. So he lost his way somewhere along the line. He lost his spirit. He lost his ambition. He lost his motivation. Whatever caused him to not give a shit, because he was getting in pretty good shape for a while. And I think that all that factors in.
Right.
And the rest of the crew, other than Dexter Loomis, were in shit shape anyways when it comes to appearance-wise. And it's horrible that they lost their job, but Bob Cook, it's on April 28th, 2016. Don't give a fuck, bluntly. And I honestly wouldn't care if any of them went anywhere. I'm not being a dick, even though it may sound that way. I don't. If they showed up in TNA, which I don't watch, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't go, oh, the Wyatt Six are there? Well, let me tune it on. No, I wouldn't tune in.
I think it'd be weird if they showed up at the TNA just because of how TNA and WWE constantly work together. I mean,
have they been working together lately though? I don't watch NXT or anything, lately, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
So the extent of that partnership right now, Santino's daughter is the Knockout champion, and that's it. Nothing else is going on. And they just had what's his name? Mike Santana was on a pay-per-view or something like that. He made an appearance on the show, but they're not really doing anything because I think it's a 10-year deal, so it's not like they have to be on every week. So
okay, what's she look like?
It's a long-term deal, huh?
What's she look like?
What
does she look like?
For superficial Bob reasons, she's actually really hot.
Oh, jeez. Maybe I will check out TNA.
I've seen her on NXT.
Huh?
I'm talking for Bob. Santino's daughter was the chick that played like the beauty pageant girl.
I don't watch NXT, so I don't remember.
She's an NXT superstar, but she's the Knockout champion, so you probably catch her on both shows. They started a group with Brian Pillman Jr. called Birthright.
Yep.
Oh, Birthright.
She's in the group.
That's funny.
Guys, let's go to Kerry saying, honestly, I just foresee her showing up at AEW just because they seem to like a lot of the Japan style. But if she wants to return home, I don't foresee her being anywhere except maybe New Japan.
Stardom.
Yeah, Stardom. Robbie?
Yeah, I can see her going back to like Stardom or New Japan.
Yep. Now, it has been rumored heavily, nothing been confirmed unless I haven't seen it yet, that the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, they're going to be making their debut at AEW. This is coming from what from TNA are saying.
And again, who cares?
Now, this one is interesting for me. Aleister Black. You would initially think that maybe he'd go back to AEW to reunite with Brody King, but there's been reports that come out that the workers, the talent at AEW, they don't want to see Aleister Black back. Apparently, there's heat with him for some reason.
One of those toxic types, eh?
Yeah, I'm not sure. George?
So the reason I saw was because he didn't want to lose matches. I mean, there may be other stuff, but Sean Dean, no, that's the main thing. It's like he wasn't trying to put anybody over with, I guess he wanted a supernatural gimmick or something. I don't know.
Yeah. You know what? You know what, Alice? Back when I was a kid, I didn't want to eat my lima beans either, but I fucking did it because my mom told me to.
I mean, they have their own wrestling school, which I know two of the trainers because they wrestle all over. But like, I know that they're training people into the business, so they may not even turn up on TV if he doesn't go back to AEW and he's not coming back to WWE. I don't really see what else he could do. He's got a school, so he's gonna probably stay there. And I wouldn't be surprised if I don't see him on a bunch of indie posters or pop up at GCW or something like that.
What about you, Robbie? Do you foresee him showing back up at AEW? Do you think that no, he may just disappear? And by the way, I look, Selena Vega. I think AEW needs Selena Vega because they need to grow their women's roster. They really do. Their women's roster is just the same women. I'm bored with it, to be honest with you, Robbie.
Yeah, I guess you could take Selena Vega and bring back Mercedes and team them up and have them kick Megan Bain and the other chick's ass.
Oh, wait a minute! I just got a call again. I just got to shut up. I got a call.
They're better workers than Megan Bain and that other chick.
Hang on a second. We got some idiot talking. No.
I'm putting Mercedes in that.
It's Megan Bain right now. What was this again? You want Selena Vega wrestling for AEW so she can come up to your navel? That would be funny. Like a dink against. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Selena Dink against Megan Bain. That'll be awesome.
Bob, do you think that they're going to turn up somewhere or?
Jesus. I've never been a fan of Aleister Black, but he does seem like the kind of guy because he was in WWE. Here he's not happy, goes to AEW. Here he's not happy, goes back to WWE. Then he gets released. Probably he rubs the wrong people the wrong way. Especially if he has that type of attitude. Oh, I don't want to lose. Hey, guess what? You're in a fake business, so you're not going to really win. You're not going to really lose. Shut up and cash your check, you stupid fuck. But Selena Vega, she's just another one of those girls. She's just so small. It's hard to buy into. And I know there's a lot of them out there. Hey, I'm just saying, AEW doesn't need her.
Now, this next one, Santos Escobar. Look, Santos, I think it was his father that was honored at CAC reunion last year.
Ooh.
And I met Santos. Matter of fact, he pulled me aside and he was like, dude, I love the way you dressed. I had on suit, vest, tie. He's like, let me make it better. Dude tied a perfect tie for me. Great guy, though. He was friendly. I mean, he sat like I'm a nobody. He sat and talked to me for freaking 25 minutes.
Hey, let me see if that gets there. Let me call him. Let me hear. Hello, Tony. Yeah, it's the cooker again. This Escobar guy. You got to release some WWE. You interested in him? He can tie a tie. Oh, you're not interested? Okay. Tony said he can tie his own fucking ties.
My point was this.
Tony even wear
I
ties?
like Santos Escobar, and I don't want to see him in AEW because I don't think he would fit in AEW. If AAA wasn't owned by WWE, which he was with AAA, I was surprised that he was let go, to be honest with you, because they were using him in AAA from what I understood. I don't know where Santos Escobar.
Can't he go to the Mexican company that Tony works with? What's that? CMLL?
Yeah, CMLL. I forgot about that. Yeah, possibly. Or maybe Lucha Underground. If Lucha.
Yeah, he was on there too.
Yeah.
I would say that's a good idea, but I honestly don't even know who Santo Escobar or whatever the hell his name is. Can't picture him in my mind. Don't know what he looks like.
El Fantasma was his old Lucha Libre name or whatever. He took his dad was like the original one or something like that.
Yep.
Well, you can bring him to AEW and team him with Andrade and get Andrade out of Don Callis there.
That actually would be a bad idea. I think they may look. I don't know.
Tony said he wasn't interested. I just talked
the other
to
guy
him.
you could put in that faction with Andrade and Escobar would be that Bull Rush guy.
Oh yeah,
Bull Rush. Is that what they call him?
No,
Roosh.
Oh,
Roosh.
Okay. Yeah, they were in the faction before. Not Santos, obviously. It was Andrade and Dragon Lee and Roosh. And somebody else was in the group. I don't know, because they're like cousins or something like that. So.
An AEW though? An AEW?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, really?
Before Andrade came back to WWE, he was in a faction with Roosh and Dragon Lee.
Yep.
Obviously, Dragon Lee left first.
Okay. By the way, Bob Cook, I was just mentioning that Escobar is a nice guy, by the way. But since you want to be a dick about it, I hope freaking Robbie Idol whips your ass like you're ready.
Look, I was just trying to see if tying a tie would be enough to get him hired for AEW.
Robbie, I'm going to send you that goddamn tie so you can tie his ass up and beat him.
How long have clip-on ties been around? They look just as good as ties. Clip them on.
Hey, KG, where you said you have talked to wrestlers and everything, and they've all talked well about them, but I've hung out with them, I told you, over 40 years, and the real Bob Cook is a prick. So, yeah.
Guys, let's talk about Zoe Stark. I don't know where she would. I mean, I do see her fitting in AEW, Robbie.
Yeah, but I mean, has she come? I thought she retired. I
didn't know she was still with WWE, to be honest with you.
She was.
I mean, I thought
she was hurt.
I thought I heard through social media after that injury she had that was really bad that she had said, I'm retiring.
Yeah.
That's what I had thought I heard. So
Yeah. I don't know, George.
So apparently with her, it was like she was hurt and she was cleared or something like that. It's one of those tricky injury situations. And they released her before she could come back or before they set a date for her to come back and all of that. I think if she stays healthy, she could work at AEW or TNA. If, wrestling's a little bit more her thing than the storyline stuff. Because, I mean, I liked her, but, I mean, she kept getting hurt. And, like, she blew her knee out on, like one of the first episodes on Netflix or something like that. And it was like she disappeared for that time, but it's like now she's getting cut. And it's like, holy crap, I didn't know she was still there. Everybody's saying the same thing. It was like she was out hurt. She was still recovering. She was about to get cleared. So I don't know what the actual details are, but I know, she was probably ready to come back, and they just cut her anyway.
Where would you, if you were Zoe Stark's agent, Bob, where would you try to get her best? Where do you think she would best fit at?
Oh, jeez, these are hard questions. I guess AEW. I don't know. She doesn't stand out.
She doesn't. I'm not a fan.
We got to get her. We got to get her. I mean, AEW is littered with women wrestlers, too.
If she's healthy, I mean, she was
but
good.
It's not about being bad. It's about, do they need them? Do they need another person collecting checks not to be there every week? Do they need another person dragging the bottom line down? No.
But it's Tony Khan. It's going to happen.
That's true.
But I mean, if she's healthy, when she was healthy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You say this like Tony Khan doesn't just sign people. Like, that's what they're accusing WWE of doing with the Motor City Machine Guns. They just signed them because they had TNA is a funnel for them for talent, and they didn't want them to go to AEW. And they've been on AEW before. They just weren't on the contract. So they could easily go back. That's a tag team division. I will say that 100%. Right now with tag team divisions, AEW is better. They just had the best tag team division they had in a while on SmackDown, and now everybody's gone. And they did the big match at WrestleMania last year, and that's it.
Someone that I think will absolutely show up at AEW because her partner is there now is Alba Fire.
Yeah. Reunite that tag team.
Right.
Yep. This next guy, I don't know. I'd be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he just retired from the business. Apollo Crews.
No, I'll take that one. I could see him going back to Japan or something. I mean, he's going to find his way somewhere because, I mean, he wasn't really being used. So it's like he was in that WWE Never Give Up program. It's like they did the Nigerian thing. It was a flop. They had a skit with him and Roman that never amounted to anything. He never came back and did anything. He was Baron Corbin's tag team partner when they turned Baron Corbin to a babyface. And then that was it. He wrestled on Main Event, and he was in the little Ray of the Rays tournament for AAA, and now he's gone. For the buzz that he had when WWE signed him, he probably could go somewhere and wrestle. He doesn't necessarily need storylines or TV. So I could see him either going back to Japan or traveling to India.
Yeah. Now, we're not going to go. The rest of people are NXT. There's only two I want to talk about because of how high WWE, or at least the trainers, seem to be when they were on LFG or LFG, whatever the name of the show is.
LFG, yeah.
Yeah, LFG. And I'm talking about Tyra May Steele and Chris Island. Do you think that these guys are ready for a TNA or an AEW main roster? Or do you think that they would fit better with like an ROH right now, Robbie?
To be truthful, I don't even know either one of them names.
Yeah. George?
So with Tyra May, I think she will pop up on one of the TNA or the AEW shows just for the shock value, because it's like, oh, she won the contest and now we're going to put her on TV, whether she's ready or not. The problem is it goes back to what Randy Orton and some of the other wrestlers and fans have said. There's no more house shows in WWE. They do house shows every so often. The wrestlers in NXT get a little bit of that, but it's like they don't do them anymore like they used to because they're so stuck on being on TV. These wrestlers and NIL people don't get reps in the WWE system, then they fail and then they lose their job. It's like at some point you don't get it, but at another point in the position you're in that company, you're being set up to fail because it's like, oh, they're supposed to step up and be better. They just learned how to wrestle. What are they supposed to do? Like the Evolve and the LFG people, it's like they're not even in the ring yet. You're cutting dead weight before they even become dead weight. And that's the thing I don't like about that. So Chris Island, he wasn't that good. I mean, that's one of those things where I watched a lot of those shows. He didn't strike the match for me, but Tyra they made a big deal about signing her. She was on NXT house shows before LFG came out, and then they cut her after they start using her on TV. And it's
they said that she was a female version of Kurt Angle. They compared it to her because of her winning the medal.
Apparently not, because they never cut Kurt Angle.
Right. I agree.
They just let his contract run out. That's what they did, Kurt Angle. He never got released.
Right.
It's like, hey, we're not signing you, buddy. Go find something else to do.
Yep. Guys, this takes care of this very long episode of Get Your Bell Road Pro Wrestling Podcast. Please subscribe to the podcast. Don't forget on Thursday, ECW's Chubby Dudley will be back on the podcast. Excited to have him. That is 5 p.m. Central. Again, please subscribe to the podcast. Robbie, George Strong, and Bob Cook, thank you guys as always for being on. Robbie and I and the Grizzle Vet will be back on Thursday to talk about
some Joe Hendry fan. Some dude that likes Joe Hendry.
Talk about AEW Dynamite. We will not talk about Joe Hendry. We will be talking about AEW Dynamite, though.
I bet you he'll come up.
Yeah, I can drop his ass. Until then, you guys have a great week. Good night, everyone.
See.